funky.
Hey guys, so as many of you can probably tell from the video title and have probably just seen, we hit 4K, which I'm so excited about. I know it's not a classically big milestone like 1, 5, or 10K, but I'm still super excited about it. I don't know why, it just feels really big to me. I'm so grateful that we were still able to grow so fast, even after I disappeared for 4 months, because I still grew even while I was gone, and then when I came back, I started growing even faster than I had before, and I'm honestly so grateful for all of you. You guys are the absolute best, and you always say the sweetest things, and I love you all so much. But anyways, I wanted to save a big Q&A for a bigger milestone. So since I get so many questions about this and see so many questions about it elsewhere, I decided to make a special on it. What it's like to be a Tocatuber, and basically how to be one. There are lots of how to make a Toca channel videos, but I see lots of stuff that goes untalked about, and is often the stuff I see the most questions about, so I thought I'd make a video on it. So here we go. The first and most commonly asked question is, what editing apps do I use? I use pretty standard apps that basically all Tocatubers use, and most Toca creators in general, but here they are. I use CapCut, Fonto, Wink, and Colortone. CapCut is for putting all my clips together, adding in any text animations I need to, adding my watermark, and any music, stuff like that. Colortone is for adding the filter I use on all of my videos. I use the filter 𝘂𝑚𝗟𝑐𝗱, and it is free. Wink is for quality improvements, so just cleaning up any quality that might have been damaged in transition from any of my editing apps, as well as cleaning up the quality that comes with zooming in. And finally, Fonto is what I use to add text to my thumbnails and to my intros. Another question I get asked really frequently is how to do a nice voiceover, and how do you get your voice to sound nice in a voiceover. One, you do have to practice a lot. I've been doing voiceovers on and off basically my entire time as a Toca creator, so I have a ton of practice, but some things that I find helpful are making sure that you have a loose idea of what you're going to say in your head, so that when you go to record, you're not filling all of the gaps where you're trying to think of what to say with ums and stuff like that. You don't want to sound like you're reading from a script, obviously, because that's not really nice to listen to either. And another thing that really helps is to just kind of let your voice flow naturally. Imagine you're just having a regular conversation with someone, or you're just kind of talking to yourself. And another trick that I use to help my voice sound clearer and just more pleasant is I often cough before I do a voiceover. I know it sounds kind of strange, but it helps clear up anything that may be in your throat that may make your voice sound scratchy or otherwise hoarse. But for me, it also just helps my voice flow and makes it sound just, I don't know, clearer. I know it sounds weird and it may not work for everyone, but that's what I typically do, along with clearing my throat, obviously. The next question is probably the question I got asked the most on the community tab, and it's something I see a lot of people asking, and that is how to get more followers, how to get your videos viewed more, and how to generally be more recognized. Patience is a big thing. You're not going to get a lot of views, especially on videos that aren't shorts, if you're a relatively small channel, but another thing you can do that's not patience is you can add tags, make aesthetic thumbnails, especially for long videos, as well as I really recommend using a filter. Obviously, it is not a must, but a filter just makes the video, in my opinion, so much more enjoyable. But again, it's not a must, and if you don't have one, your videos should do just fine. Another thing that can help you get recognized is just generally being unique. Of course, it's obviously more than okay to copy trends and things like that. However, it is always good to have a trademark style or something that makes you stand out from other channels, because then it gives people a reason to follow you because they can't find your specific style or content anywhere else. This is a question I don't really see talked about, so I'm kind of excited to answer it because I'm hoping it'll help a lot of people, and that is how I build my houses and how to just build a cute, clean-looking toca house in general. So what I do generally is I gather a bunch of items that I want to use in my house, and sometimes I'll go online to try and find some inspiration if I'm stuck, but generally I like to see what I can come up with myself. So in order to explain this, I'll show a couple examples throughout my house, and I'll go through my thought process while I was building them and kind of walk you guys through it. The first example is the laundry room that I have in the front hall. For this, I was kind of just thinking I wanted to use the new washer and dryer anyways, and I replaced the beanbag that I already had there and added some wall decoration and added a dog bed. This next example is probably the one I'm the most proud of, and it is August's room. I kind of built this room around the idea that I wanted to use the bed from the downtown loft, as well as the idea that I wanted the beanbag and a little low table at the end of his bed. And then I added in the TV, and I actually posted a poll between a TV and a dresser, and you guys chose the TV. And then I just kind of moved around some wall decorations that were already there from Sage's room. And the final example I'll use is the downstairs bathroom. For this, I kind of built the bathroom around the shower. I knew that I wanted a shower and not a bathtub because the bathtub would take up too much space. And I actually had this idea from a previous house that I'd built, so I just kind of added in a shelf with some skincare products. And I originally had the 𝘘𝗱 sink there, but I decided the family sink would look cuter after a little while. And then the gap between the sink and the toilet was a little empty, so I filled it in with a plant and a stool. And then to make the bathroom look a little more realistic, I just added a shelf. So the next question is, where do I get my fonts? And how do you use them? So I get all my fonts, and I know a lot of other toca creators do too, from 𝘍𝘱. And to find a specific font, there is a little search bar. You might have to zoom in to find it. And then you just search up the name of the font you want and you press download. And if you have an Apple device, you go into the app files, and then you press the export button, and you can export it into IBIS Paint X or Fonto, or if you choose Vimeo. CapCut, it's easier to import it into the app in CapCut. Some really popular and really cute fonts I'd recommend are Starborn, Hug Me Tight, Cherry, and Love. Again, these are all pretty commonly used fonts, and I really love them. So the final question was one that I have seen a lot of people ask, is how do you get ideas for your characters? This one's actually pretty easy. What I like to do is just kind of play around with hair and clothes that I like and blush, etc. If you get really stuck though, there are tons of aesthetic character ideas like all over TikTok and YouTube, and I'm sure other platforms. You just search up aesthetic toca character ideas or like aesthetic toca teen ideas or something like that, and I'm sure you'll get a ton of results, and they honestly are really helpful, but just make sure to check if the creator wants credits for their characters. Thank you guys again so much for 4K, and I know this is really late, but it took a lot longer to edit than I thought it would. But anyways, yeah. Bye everyone!